Chris, a game of two halves ends in a narrow Redditch win, and I suppose it's always going to hurt that little bit more when the goal comes late, isn't it?
Yeah, you know, the boys are devastated. I told them, you know, that's part of football, learning curve, you know, conceding late and losing a game. But the work rate was fantastic. I thought the boys give everything they could today, and just undone with a late goal, weren't we? So it was hard because Charlie was struggling a little bit, Charlie Black, just before the goal. And we're in a position where it's one of them things where you don't really want to change the defence if you're 0-0 with 6 minutes left, and we were hoping to get through. And then we also wanted to put another forward on, but that sort of delayed us doing that because we didn't know where Charlie was. And it was a question as well that we want to try and win the game. You know, it was sort of, we looked at it, but of course Charlie got injured and they scored, so that was a blow. But no, I mean, you know, proud of the boys today. I thought exceptional times.
You've got a few key players out missing, whether it's through injuries or suspensions. You've obviously went with a different formation. You've gone with that back four today. Were those absentees the main reason for that?
Yeah, I mean, look, you've got Luke and Hughesy missing, so that was a big blow. But you know, Charlie Patterson as well in the midfield. So we wanted to try and be brave. You know, we had Andy and Bogdan, and we tried to push them up really high. Andy got in some great areas first half. Probably not quite full fitness because he's had a couple of injuries and not been playing regular, but I thought Andy did well today, and well, like many others. But we just wanted to try. We knew they played with a 3-5-2, and our hope was to try and push the wide boys on and try and push their wing backs back. And I thought first half, I thought it worked really well. They seemed to change their shape a little bit second half themselves, and yeah, they were knocking on the door a bit, weren't they? And we were finding it hard to get out against the slope, but we kept going, kept trying, and just yeah, a point would obviously be great for us, wouldn't it? Let's be honest. But we you know, Matt and I would still think we could try and win this, you know, with the boys that we had, and but yeah, just not to be.
We certainly looked brave in that first half. We were on the front foot and in the ascendancy. Bogdan and Andy both had a few sighters. Jim got in behind a couple of times as well. But it just does seem to be a bit of a story of the season, doesn't it? That lack of cutting edge in the final third.
Yeah, I mean, look, let's be blunt about it. That's sort of where the big boys spend all their money in the highest leagues in the world, aren't they? So, but what we have got is lads who at the moment are giving everything all over the pitch. We maybe don't manage the game as well as some, you know, we haven't got quite the experience that these other boys have got. Like today, you know, I think it's fair to say in some areas they won a couple of throw-ins, they won a couple of free kicks, whereas we don't do that. But I wouldn't want to change. That's not a criticism of Redditch. It's just.
Does that mean an experience thing, perhaps?
I think so, but at the same time, some of it I don't really want. You know, I want us to go out there and just go and express ourselves and play. And first half, I thought we did that really well, and we got a little bit tired, and but you know, we just didn't keep the ball well enough second half, and that invited pressure. But yeah, just.
Well, Redditch United obviously grew into the game. We were hanging on at times in that second half. Sneds was called into action a few times. They obviously got that goal around 10 minutes from time. Do you think it was perhaps a lapse in concentration? Maybe just a good jump and a good header?
I mean, we were right. We could see from where we were as the header went right in the corner. It sort of, it didn't really hit the goal with mass power. It was just really well placed. Like I said, Charlie was struggling in his defence, so you know, it's one of them things. Maybe with hindsight, if I knew what I knew now, I'd probably take him off a little bit earlier. But I felt, funnily enough, with the goal, I just felt we started to get in little instances. I thought Joel was picking the ball up in some good areas, and I thought we were asking questions, and then we wanted to put Jensen on, but I didn't really want to change the defence. You know, if you're 0-0, 10 minutes left away from home, you don't really want to be taking a centre half off. But maybe that's poor from me there, that today.
Another good away following from the Diamonds fans today, following on from previous weeks as well. Just how pleased were you with them?
Oh, absolutely brilliant. You know, just I've said it all since day one, since I've been here. They've been brilliant, and you know, it's just they deserve better, if I'm being honest, in terms of results. But you know, and I'm sad for that. But the support has been phenomenal, and today another really good turnout, and just some really genuine, good, nice people.
A quick turnaround. Obviously, we're back in this county in a few days' time when we travel to Bromsgrove. How important is it now that we take stock, we lick our wounds, and we go again stronger? That's
what we've got to do, isn't it? There's nothing about it. We know that we've got Charlie Patterson back, so that's a bonus. There's a chance Luke Massingham might be fit as well, so again that'll be a massive bonus. There's a couple of boys, little knocks and niggles from today, but listen, Bromsgrove, it'll be a Tuesday night. It'll probably be a bit cold. It's a long journey. You know, it's non-league football, isn't it? That's what we sign up to. So let's go there, and if we can start the game and play as well as we did first half, then you never know, we might be able to get something out of the game. But we're still positive. I said to the lads, we've now got 9 games, and what we've got to do over these 9 games now is almost reset. The league starts now. How many points can we get from these 9 games? Can we try and show that it's clear over what have we had now, 37 games?
I think we've got 9 left.
Got 9 left. So over them 9 games, let's show that we're not the worst team in the league. Let's show that we have made some improvement. We are going in the right direction. So let's try and get some points out of these 9 games and try and almost start the league from scratch on 9 games and see what we can do.
The registration deadline is coming up. I think it's next Thursday. Are you planning to add to the squad at all, or is this the squad you're going into the running with?
Yeah, I mean, we've obviously signed Michael Harriman, which was good. There's a couple of lads we'll get from lower league. I think hopefully get the registrations through on a dual reg. Just some young lads that we've got an eye on for next year. So hopefully that'll get sorted this week. And then because we've got a lot of games, we've got 9 games now. So we've got a lot happening over the next sort of 5 weeks. So we're going to need 1 or 2 lads, like I said, on a dual reg. So who we like and we think would be good for us next year.
You touched on Michael Harriman there a moment ago. You said the other week that you wanted to bring in an experienced defender. I mean, and as experienced defenders locally go, they don't really get much better than him. A real coup for the football club. Yeah,
massive. And I mean, he's a great lad as well. We've had conversations. I'm hoping that he'll be fit to be involved in the squad next Saturday. His words are not mine. He's not quite there fitness-wise yet, but we can't wait too long. We've only got 5 weeks left till the season finishes. So, but I think he'll be a great addition. I think the young lads, be a good role model, and hopefully he'll come in and almost like what's written on the tin, experienced player, lives local. I think it would be massive. Well, it is massive for us, and hopefully he can help us for these last few games.
Well, thanks for coming to speak to us, Chris. We really appreciate it.
Brilliant, thank you.
Miguel, a disappointing afternoon on the road. Redditch have just about got that win late on. What's your overall view of the game?
I thought we defended quite well. I thought we were quite tight in defence. I thought we created a few chances as well. And another day we score one of them and then we'll be able to defend the lead. But they've got us quite late on with that just ball back in the box. We were just a little bit scattered, and then he's, to be fair, done a very good header back post, and then we were caught a little bit on the back foot there for the goal.
Yeah, defensively, we seem to have made some really good progress. We're not getting beat 6s and 7s like we were earlier in the season. We are limiting teams to few chances now. It's just at the other end, isn't it, at the moment? We're just struggling to score the goals. Yeah,
so when we had a conversation the other week, I did mention it's about tightening up and then building from there. And I think that we've gone past that stage where we're conceding a few different goals. We're conceding 1s and 2s. So it's about progressing on there and building blocks for the front guys. Because when I first came in, it was, we don't even get it up enough to be able to give them the chances. So at the moment, we've been through that block and we're now trying to get Jim, trying to get Jensen on ball, trying to get players like Joe and Bogdan to be able to create a little bit more for us. And I think we are getting there, where we're just a little bit more to go, I reckon.
You've had to play in various different formations. You've played as a wing back and as a full back as well. Does your role change much depending on where you're playing at all?
No, not really. Actually, it's a difficult one because I've played both left back, both left wing, left wing back, and the other week with a few of the injuries, I had to slot in at left centre back. They're quite similar positions in the way you're defending. It's more like the getting out to attack that I have to kind of stop myself. But I'll do whatever I get asked to do, whatever Nani asks me to do. So I try to do that to the best of my ability. That's all I can try and give out.
And what was the feeling like in the dressing room at half time? We came in goalless, but there was a really good reaction, especially from the Rushden fans. They were quite happy with what they saw in the first half.
No, so were we. So we were quite content with the score at half time, and all we said was let's go out and do better the second half and be able to try and nick a goal, which was a similar position that we went in at Mikulova the other week. And then obviously it helps when we don't concede a penalty, but we maintained that shape, we maintained our solid back four, and we were just trying to push on from there. And I think we did that in spells, and it was just unfortunate that we got a goal conceded such late on.
Yeah, it was a late goal, obviously, just under 10 minutes from time, and we have been susceptible on set pieces at times this season, and ultimately that's cost us again, hasn't it?
Yeah, I feel like we've started to work on it, and we worked really well, but it's quite difficult with the injuries that we had with Luke and Hughesy, that we've now had to change a few of our back four, and it's a little bit more difficult because we're always trying to figure out what that next person is doing, whereas with Luke, I've played with him a few different times, and I already know what he's doing, what he's not doing. So it's now always learning to play with new players, which is a bit unfortunate because it's not something that we can work towards in training with injuries.
Well, the good thing with a defeat is that there's always another game around the corner. We're back
Exactly.
here for Bromsgrove on Tuesday.
Yep.
They've hit a bit of a slump in form themselves, so it's a good opportunity to put things right, isn't it?
Exactly. So we've been saying that for the last 2-3 games. We came in here today trying to get the 3 points as well, because they were on a bit of a losing streak. But we're in the same position. So what we need to dig ourselves up. We're not really looking at what other people are doing. We're looking at what we can do in the last 9 games now and make ourselves as high up on that form table as possible to see if we can now start progressing on to next season.
Well, thanks for coming to speak to us.
Thank you very much, guys. Appreciate it.
I don't need love.